In 1945, a 27-year-old farm boy walked into a failing variety store in rural Arkansas. He had $5,000 to his name, a loan from his father-in-law, and absolutely no experience running a retail business. His previous employer had told him he wasn't cut out for this line of work. This was an era when discount stores didn't exist in small towns. The conventional wisdom said rural America couldn't support large retailers. The experts were certain that people in towns of 5,000 would drive to the city for their shopping needs. This farm boy ignored all of that. Over the next 4 decades, he would build a company so dominant that it now generates more revenue than the GDP of Belgium. His stores employ more people than the entire population of Houston. His family controls more wealth than any other family in human history. That farm boy was Sam Walton. And his company, Walmart, would transform American retail, destroy countless small businesses, and spark debates about capitalism that continue to this day. This is that story. To understand Sam Walton, you have to understand what he watched his father do during the Great Depression. Thomas Walton worked for a mortgage company in rural Missouri. His job was to repossess farms from families who couldn't pay their loans. These weren't strangers. These were neighbors, friends, people who had worked the same land for generations. Young Sam watched his father knock on doors and tell families they had to leave. He watched children lose their homes, and something hardened inside him. He became obsessed with 2 things: making money and never, ever wasting it. By the time Sam was 8 years old, he was already selling magazine subscriptions door to door. He delivered newspapers, he milked the family cow, and sold the extra bottles. He raised rabbits and pigeons for meat. While other kids played, Sam Walton was building his first businesses. In 8th grade, he became the youngest Eagle Scout in Missouri history. At the University of Missouri, he expanded his newspaper routes into a small empire, hiring other students to work for him. By his senior year, this college kid was earning $4,000 annually from his delivery business. In 1940 money, that's roughly equivalent to $100,000 today. He was making 6 figures before he had a diploma. 3 days after graduation, Sam started as a management trainee at J.C. Penney in Des Moines, Iowa. His salary was $75 a month. He was terrible at paperwork. His books were a mess. A regional auditor named Phil Blake reviewed his work and delivered a verdict that would echo through retail history. "Walton, I'd fire you if you weren't such a good salesman. Maybe you're just not cut out for retail." Years later, when Phil Blake heard about a successful retailer named Sam Walton dominating Arkansas, he reportedly said it couldn't possibly be the same person. That fellow could not have amounted to anything. After World War II, Sam convinced his father-in-law to loan him $20,000. Combined with his own $5,000 in savings, he bought a Ben Franklin variety store franchise in Newport, Arkansas. The store was a disaster. It had the lowest sales in the region. The rent was the highest in the entire industry. The previous owner had run it into the ground, and Sam had never actually managed a store before. But Sam had one advantage that nobody expected. He was willing to do things that seemed insane. At night, after the store closed, Sam would drive for hours into the mountains of Tennessee to meet obscure wholesalers. He'd fill his homemade trailer with cheap merchandise, men's shirts, and ladies' underwear, and whatever else he could find at rock-bottom prices. Then he'd sell those items at prices so low that customers couldn't believe it. His competitors charged the standard markup. Sam asked a different question. What if you made less money per item but sold 3 times as many? The math was simple. If he bought something for 80 cents and sold it for $1 instead of $1.20, he might triple his volume. Less profit per sale, but more profit overall. Within 5 years, Sam had transformed the worst store in the region into the best. Sales went from $72,000 to $250,000. He paid off his father-in-law in just 30 months, and then he lost everything. His landlord, a man named P.K. Holmes, refused to renew the lease at any price. Holmes wanted to give the thriving business to his own son. Sam had neglected to include a renewal clause in his original contract. One missing sentence, and 5 years of work evaporated. Sam later called it the lowest point of his life. He had done everything right. Built the best store in the region, served the community, and none of it mattered because of one legal oversight. He moved his family to Bentonville, Arkansas, population 3,000. And this time, He insisted on a 99-year lease. Nobody would ever take his store away again. But Sam Walton wasn't finished with Newport. In 1969, he opened Walmart number 18 in that same town. Within a few years, the old Ben Franklin store that his landlord's son had taken over was forced to close. "You can't say we ran that guy out of business," Sam wrote in his autobiography. "His customers were the ones who shut him down." Revenge served cold over 2 decades. On the 2nd of July 1962, Sam opened the first Walmart in Rogers, Arkansas. The store was 16,000 square feet. A promotional donkey left droppings in the aisles on opening day. More than 500 customers showed up before the doors opened. Here's the thing that gets forgotten about 1962. Walmart wasn't alone. That same year, Kmart opened in March, Target opened in May, Woolco opened in June. 4 discount chains, all launching within months of each other. It was a race, and Walmart started in last place. By 1967, Kmart had 250 stores and $800 million in sales. Walmart had 24 stores and $12 million. The tortoise versus the hare. But Sam had a strategy that seemed crazy at the time. While Kmart and Target fought over cities, Sam went where nobody else wanted to go, towns under 5,000 people. Places the experts said couldn't support a discount store. He was right. Rural customers were desperate for low prices, and in small towns, Sam didn't need to advertise. Everyone already knew about the new Walmart, but Sam's real advantage was his obsession with the competition. He later claimed he spent more time walking through Kmart stores than any Kmart executive. He would fly his own plane to scout locations, tilting on the wing to count cars in competitors' parking lots. He carried a tape recorder everywhere, dictating prices and display ideas into it while walking competitor aisles. When executives from Kmart and Sears visited Bentonville, they saw Walmart as too small to matter. They openly shared their merchandising secrets with Sam, who scribbled everything into a little yellow notepad. He would later use those exact strategies against them. Sam also built something his competitors couldn't copy quickly. While Kmart outsourced distribution, Sam built his own warehouses using a hub-and-spoke system adapted from airlines. Stores clustered around distribution centers. Trucks could restock shelves within 24 hours. By 1987, Walmart had the largest private satellite communication system in the United States, bigger than the government's. Sam knew what was selling in every store before his competitors knew what was selling in their own. And then there were the Saturday morning meetings. They started in 1962 because Sam felt guilty taking weekends off while his clerks worked the busiest day. He would arrive at the office between 2 and 3 in the morning to review sales data. Problems got solved immediately during the meeting, phone calls made right there, decisions implemented that same day. By the time competitors received their Monday numbers, Walmart had already adjusted. The problem was money. By 1969, Sam had borrowed from every bank in Arkansas and southern Missouri. He was juggling loans, borrowing from one bank to pay another. The stores were growing, but the debt was growing faster. His wife Helen didn't want to go public. She valued their privacy. But Sam was out of options. On the 1st of October 1970, Walmart sold 300,000 shares at $16.50 each. Coming back from New York after the IPO, Sam experienced what he called one of the greatest feelings of his life. The weight of debt was gone. He never borrowed personally again. The company hit $1 billion in annual sales by 1980, faster than any retailer in history. By 1990, Walmart was the largest retailer in America. At Sam's death in 1992, the company operated nearly 2,000 stores with 371,000 employees. Now here's where the story gets uncomfortable. Sam Walton's entire business model depended on one thing: being cheaper than everyone else. And the easiest way to be cheap is to pay your workers as little as possible. When the Retail Clerks Union tried to organize 2 Walmart stores in 1972, Sam hired an attorney named John Tate who called unions blood-sucking parasites. The tactics Tate developed, captive meetings, delayed elections, implied threats, became standard Walmart doctrine. The most dramatic example came in February 2000. Meat cutters at a Walmart in Jacksonville, Texas voted 7-3 to join a union. It was the first successful union vote in Walmart's American history. 2 weeks later, Walmart announced it was closing all 180 meat-cutting operations across 6 states. The company claimed the decision had absolutely nothing to do with the union vote. A court ruled otherwise. A 2020 government report found that Walmart was among the top employers of food stamp recipients in every state studied. Over 14,000 Walmart workers received food stamps across just 9 states. Some estimates suggest $6 billion in public assistance flows to Walmart's low-wage workforce every year. Then there's Mexico. Starting around 2002, Walmart's Mexican subsidiary allegedly paid at least $24 million in bribes to government officials. $52,000 to alter a zoning map. $81,000 to build near ancient pyramids. When a whistleblower provided evidence to Walmart headquarters in 2005, executives shut down the investigation and transferred the case to the very lawyer accused of orchestrating the bribes. The executive, identified as the driving force behind the bribery, was promoted to vice chairman in 2008. The New York Times exposed the scandal in 2012. The final settlement cost Walmart over $1.3 billion. And then there are the factories overseas. In November 2012, a fire at the Tazreen Fashions factory in Bangladesh killed 117 workers producing Walmart merchandise. Survivors said the exits were blocked. Workers were ordered to keep sewing during the fire. 5 months later, the Rana Plaza factory collapse killed over 1,100 workers. It remains the deadliest garment disaster in history. Walmart refused to sign the safety agreement that 190 other clothing brands accepted. This is the cost of low prices that doesn't appear on the receipt. And yet, despite being ranked America's richest person for most of the 1980s, Sam Walton drove a 1,979 Ford pickup truck with no air conditioning and coffee-stained seats. The truck now sits in the Walmart Museum. Employees reportedly line up at shareholder meetings to touch the door handle, believing it brings good luck. He lived in a modest 2,400 square foot house with original 1950s linoleum. He bought his clothes at Walmart. He got haircuts at the town square barbershop for $5. According to his son, he flew first class exactly once in his entire life. Even his management style reflected this obsession with thrift. In 1975, after visiting a Korean tennis ball factory where workers performed company cheers, Sam brought the idea back to Arkansas. The Walmart cheer was born. Give me a W, give me an A, give me an L. How about a squiggly? Employees wiggle their hips for the hyphen. Give me an M, A, R, T. What's that spell? Walmart. Who's number one? The customer. It still happens at shift changes in stores around the world. In 1984, Sam danced the hula on Wall Street wearing a grass skirt. He had bet employees that if they hit an 8% profit margin, he would humiliate himself publicly. They hit the target. He kept his word. The footage still circulates in business schools as an example of unconventional leadership. He was diagnosed with cancer in 1990. President Bush awarded him the Presidential Medal of Freedom in March 1992, holding the ceremony in Bentonville because Sam was too sick to travel to Washington. He died 3 weeks later, at 74 years old. According to his family, Sam was reviewing sales data in his hospital bed just days before his death. Today, Walmart generates $681 billion in annual revenue. The company employs 2.1 million people across nearly 11,000 stores in 19 countries. 3 of Sam's children each individually exceed $100 billion in net worth. The combined Walton family fortune stands at approximately $475 billion. That's more wealth than any other family on Earth, more than the GDP of over 140 countries. Sam Walton's story defies simple categories. He revolutionized retail through genuine innovation. He also crushed small-town merchants, fought workers' rights at every turn, and built a supply chain that spans factories where over 1,000 people died. Whether Walmart represents American ingenuity at its finest or American capitalism at its most ruthless depends entirely on where you're standing. If you're a customer saving money on groceries, it's a miracle. If you ran a hardware store on Main Street until 1995, it's a tragedy. But one thing is undeniable. A farm boy who watched his father repossess homes during the Depression grew up to build the biggest company the world has ever seen. And that pickup truck is still sitting in Arkansas, waiting for someone else to try and do it again. If you found this story as complicated as I did, you might want to see what happened when another American company tried the same strategy in a completely different industry. That video is on screen now. Subscribe for more stories about the businesses that shaped the modern world. I'll see you in the next one.